How can something I love be hard? That's the question I keep asking myself while cycling across France. But bikepacking is like life. The hard moments and the good moments together, they make the story. For me, my trips have always been more fun, more rewarding and more full of lessons than they've ever been hard. I started in Paris with more than 1,000 kilometers ahead of me. That number alone can feel overwhelming. But here's what I've learned. You don't need 1,000 kilometers to enjoy backpacking. It's not about chasing the biggest numbers. It's about the love of combining cycling, traveling, the outdoors, food and living a healthier life. The most common question I get is, what was the hardest part of your journey? Or people say to me, I could never do that. But the truth is, you can, if you really want to. You need to want to do hard things, and you should do hard things. Everything I need fits on this bike. It all rolls with me. It's simple, but it's enough. That simplicity makes life richer. Each campsite becomes a little world of its own, and every night feels like I've earned the right to rest. You don't need the most expensive or lightest gear for your first bikepacking trip. On my 5 tours, I've used different bags, tents and sleeping pads. After a lot of trial and error, this is the setup that works for me. The key is, don't let gear stop you. Just go on your first trip. If you want to upgrade later, you will. For me, less is more. I carry everything, so every item has to earn its place. That's why I skip cooking gear. It takes too much space and weight for how little I use it. But I do allow myself a few small luxuries. The first is my Helinox Chair Zero, just 500 grams and surprisingly comfortable. The second is the electric pump I bought after falling for an Instagram ad. Honestly, no regrets. It inflates my mattress in seconds, doubles as a camping light and only needed charging once the whole trip. My sleeping pad is the Xbed Ultra, 7 cm thick, comfortable, durable. My tent is the Big Agnes Copper Spur, 1 person, roomy for its size, with clever storage pockets. If I ever go on a really long trip, 5 or 6 weeks, I'd probably upgrade to the 2-person version for extra space. And my sleeping bag is the Mountain Equipment Olympus 300, a perfect down summer bag. Not everything goes to plan. Some days I rode much longer than I wanted. Some towns felt too touristy, campsites were full, and more than once I had to keep pedaling into the night. But I try not to overplan my trips. My favorite time of the day is just after lunch or at my coffee and cake stop, when I look at the map and decide where I might sleep that night. The freedom of not knowing exactly where I will end up is amazing. That's the beauty of bikepacking. It teaches you to adapt, to find patience in the detours, and in the end, those moments you didn't plan for often become the ones you remember most. Because the unexpected isn't the problem, it's the adventure. Food isn't just fuel, it's memory. That pizza in a small town, mussels by the coast, pan of chocolate at the sunrise, there's much a part of this trip as the roads and the landscapes. Every meal became a little story, something that connects me to the place and its people. And for me, as a chef, that connection is even deeper. The highlight of riding through France was discovering the simplicity of its food. I love sitting down to taste what each region has to offer, whether it's a local dish or a glass of wine that only exists there. Bordeaux, of course, won the wine round. But the most unexpected pleasure came right at the start. My very first meal in Paris, a simple croque monsieur. It reminded me that food doesn't have to be complicated to be unforgettable. 1,000 kilometers across France sounds huge, but really it's just one day at a time, one pedal stroke at a time. Bikepacking reminds me that the big goals on the road and in life are just small steps repeated until you get there. And remember, it's never about the distance traveled, it's about the memories you create along the way. If your main focus is only on speed or distance, you will miss the mountains in the background, the river winding beside you, or the coastline stretching into the horizon. Stop where you feel like it, take the photo, sit for a moment, look around, because in bikepacking, as in life, less is more. France wasn't just the first stage of my ride to Lisbon. It was a lesson in slowing down, being present and finding joy in the little things. Bikepacking isn't about speed, distance or numbers. It's about love, the love of cycling, of traveling, of being outdoors, of food and living a healthier, fuller life. In France, I learned to stay in the moment because that's where the magic really is.